The Vanderbilt Commodores are 2024 Birmingham Bowl champions after taking down the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets 35-27. We are here reacting to everything that took place in the Birmingham Bowl and Vanderbilt's thrilling victory. Again, I'm Chris Phillips. He is Dave Shumate. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Check us out via podcast, where we get your podcast. You can also find us across all social media platforms as well as our website, SECUnfiltered.com. The following brought to you by our friends over at Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com. Use promo code SECU. It's signer to get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 or more lineup. That's prizepicks.com. Promo code SECU to get your $50 bonus today. For the first time since 2013, the Vanderbilt Commodores have finished a football season with a winning record after they take down the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets by a final score of 35-27 in the Birmingham Bowl. Again, we are here reacting to everything that took place in Birmingham, Alabama. I am Chris Phillips. Helping me break down Vanderbilt's big win, Dave Shumate joins me once again. Dave, what's going on? Appreciate you taking the time. Excited to chat this one, man. The Vanderbilt Commodores are officially Birmingham Bowl champions.
Now we finished the 13th chapter of the Vanderbilt 2024 season. There's not a team I'm more proud of. Give Clark Lee and the boys credit for that.
Dave, it's impossible to not be happy for Vandy. It really is. Like,
he did. He made a bold chance in the offseason. Yeah. He was zigging while everybody else was zagging. That got them their 7th win, an overall winning record. I mean, he went and got Tim Beck, Diego Pavia, promoted himself to DC. I mean, I know he's a traditionally defensive coordinator background, being at Notre Dame before Mike Elko-Tree, but you love him adapting in today's time. It's kind of like, man, that's cool. That's cool that it kind of panned out for you. Again, I mean, if they get Diego Pavia back, again, that ruling, that's a conversation for another day. But if they get him back, they should, again, be in that same range if they can pull some guys from the portal, especially if they get Eli Stowers back. You got to be fired up. You're right. Phenomenal season for Vanderbilt getting that 7 situation. CB, would you agree with this? It felt like they were better than 7 wins, didn't it? Like when you're sitting, I mean, they had got their 6th win in the beginning of November.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think too the high impact of those wins. You beat Alabama, you beat Auburn on the road. And let's face it, man, for Vanderbilt, you win 7 games. That's a lot more noticeable than maybe another team or another program. So, yeah, I mean, it felt like they were even better. And, I mean, listen, Dave, this game sort of, I thought, was a microcosm of Vanderbilt's 2024 season where it's the Diego Pavia show, man. I mean, it's more of just what we saw all year. I thought Vanderbilt did a good job defensively, 394 yards for Georgia Tech in total. But, Clark Lee, like you said, when he took over the reins, calling the defensive shots, for the most part, I mean, listen, they had the weather delay, and then Georgia Tech had 2 scores. They're late. I thought they made that game closer than it actually was. It was 35-13 at one point when they resumed from the weather delay. First play, they get down to the 1-yard line, they score. And obviously turnovers played a huge role in this game. It kind of seemed like there was a moment, Dave, where Georgia Tech, it was just kind of like the wheels sort of fell off the Yellow Jackets. But I mean, dude, just give Vandy all the credit in the world and Diego Pavia. 5 total touchdowns for him, 3 passing, 2 rushing. He's just a kid that finds a way to make plays, man. And, I mean, I think it shows yet again, if you've got the right guy, you've got the right trigger man, you've got the right guy under center, you can do a lot of special things. And, I mean, he took and he came in, he had the confidence, Dave. He took Vanderbilt football to heights that we had not seen in quite some time, and he promised that, and he did that. So, Diego Pavia, yet again, man, just the star of the show and the story tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Vanderbilt was a team you wanted to see get there. I know we're an SEC channel.
And you could also tell, by the way, Dave, the layoff for them and getting healthy helped them extremely because Diego Pavia was banged up.
We talked about that a little bit. No, you're right. Like, Pavia in the month of November looked gimped a little bit, and I get it. I mean, he was carrying a team for the most part, especially he's used as the primary running back for the most part outside of Cedric Alexander. And you get nicks and bruises. Again, nobody's ever healthy after the first practice in fall camp. But no, I mean, that was one you're glad they went and got because you wanted Vanderbilt with the season they had, with the season Diego Pavia had to get that seventh win and finish with a winning record. So you're glad to see them get it done.
It was always pissing Pavia, Dave. And I'm so happy, too, on a serious note. Again, we mentioned Vanderbilt fans, but the Lot 2 boys, folks that treated us really well in Nashville, believe it or not, man, listen, Vandy gets belittled and picked on, but they've got a diehard fan base, too. And they've got people that I talk to that have been sitting out there for years, sitting through 2-10s and 3-9s. And so to go out there and get to a bowl game, but also win that bowl game, and, again, finish with a winning record for the first time since 2013, you can't help but be happy for Commodore Nation. 13 of 21, 160, 3 passing touchdowns for Diego Pavia. Again, 16 carries for 85 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. I mean, he leads you in passing. He leads you in rushing. His favorite target, Eli Stowers, was great yet again. And, I mean, Dave, I listen, the bowl games don't matter, crowd. I think they're foolish anyways. I mean, look at bowl season. The way that it's played out this year has been wild. But, I mean, I think for a program, and that's why we were so excited about this game, right? The motivation factor for both these teams is really high. Again, I think you saw that from Georgia Tech. And I think the game lived up to its billing, right? I do. I mean, again.
It was getting chippy, and you could tell they cared.
They absolutely cared, I think, for sure. I mean, again, not everybody's got the same to gain in a bowl game. You know, not everybody obviously would be thrilled to be in Birmingham, Alabama at this football game, but you could tell both these teams were excited to be there. But the point I'm making, Dave, is just the impact of winning a game like this for a Vanderbilt building momentum going into 2025. And I'm pretty sure, Dave, it's official, right? Pavia is going to be back next year. I don't think rulings. I confirmed he's back. Eli Stowers has a decision to make. He could come back. I mean, you know, I'm saying Vanderbilt's going to be a pick to win the SEC playoff, but I mean.
No. Me and Bear earlier did the Oklahoma Navy reaction. Me and him agreed to disagree on, like, did your thought on the Oklahoma season kind of change if they were to win this game? And I posed him that question. He said, yeah, a little bit. I mean, Cole was like, yeah, A from a D or an F, but a little bit. And I was like, not really to me. I don't know. I didn't feel any different after that. And he talked about the momentum heading into the offseason. I was like, for a team like Oklahoma, again, we just agreed to disagree. I can see arguments on his side, but I was just like, I just don't think they had as much to gain. It's like either way.
Well, their season
carry nothing to them into 2025. Yeah. I agree with you though, 100%. For a team like Vandy that has Diego Pavia back, it's more of they have to have that more. I don't know, some guys that have been in the program that are coming back for a second, third season. They got to have some of that culture, unity, like consistency, because they're not always going to get the top talent. So I'm with you. This winning record, I think, can springboard them into having a phenomenal 2025 and through 2025 season and potentially replicate what they did in 24.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just Diego Pavia is the most – I'm so glad. And I posed this question, too, and we talked about it off air, Dave, about – you know, I think you got to have – there's going to be a lot of conversations had going into 2025. Like, where does Diego Pavia rank when it comes to signal callers going into 2025 season? He's got to be a top 5 guy in the league, man. We're not talking about NFL potential or who's got the biggest arm, but, like, dude, he's a playmaker. He's a gamer. He makes things happen. I mean, he's literally taken Vanderbilt football, won 7 games. The man beat Alabama.
CP, let's talk it out here. Let's go. We're going to go by each team alphabetical order. As we know right now, on December 27th, SEC schools quickly. Alabama, I'm assuming Jalen Milroe is not coming back.
It's not going to be Milroe.
So right now, for the system fit, I would give Diego Pavia the nod right now. Arkansas, all right, Taylor Green, Diego Pavia.
Yeah. That's a good – I'd still probably go Pavia. I think Taylor Green is a little – he's a little too inconsistent.
Now, it wouldn't shock me if at the end of the year, Taylor Green is the more upside as a passer. Well, yes,
there's a lot of guys who have more upside than Pavia.
Correct. I agree with you.
Who's a better college quarterback?
To go win college football games, I agree. For the sake of the argument, I'd take him over. That's fair, too. All right. I'm assuming you're going to give Diego the nod here, too. Jackson Arnold for Auburn.
Yeah, I'm giving Diego the nod.
All right. DJ Lagway at Florida.
That's a tough one. And we will drop a list, by the way, going into 2025. This will be a fun exercise, though. Gosh, that's so tough. I will go. I guess I'm going to give the nod to DJ Lagway. I guess I'm going to. I still think
you've only chosen 2 SEC. You know, you've chosen. That's your first SEC quarterback you've chosen over Diego Pavia right now. So Florida, all right, Gunnar Stockton.
I'd still go Pavia. We won't. I mean, depending on how he does in the playoff, but we haven't seen enough yet for me to.
Kentucky, TBD. I mean, Zach Calzada.
Yeah, Pavia. Yeah.
Garrett Nussmeier.
I'll go Nuss, but I don't feel good about it.
All right, there's two schools you bet. So LSU and DJ Lagway. Florida and LSU. All right, you're probably going to go Pavia. Austin Simmons at Ole Miss.
Yeah, I'll go Pavia now, but that's one of those, again, like you said, end of season could absolutely change. Yeah.
All right, what about Blake Shapen, Mississippi State?
Pavia.
The Padula kid, the kid that transferred from Penn State at Missouri.
Just Pavia till I see something. By the way, if it was Michael Van Buren coming back for State, would you go Van Buren or Pavia?
Pavia.
Okay, that's a tough one. That's a little tougher one, though, I think.
Yeah. John Mateer in Oklahoma. He's in his same system.
I'm about to say, I feel like he's kind of Diego Pavia light a little bit. So I'll go Pavia because he's done it in the SEC. They're very similar players, though.
Lenore Sellers.
I'd probably put Sellers ahead of him. I just think that he's a better version of what Pavia does. You know what I mean? So I'd go Sellers. I think Sellers is the top 5
There's
quarterback
three.
Entering. Yeah, it's 3. Yeah.
All right. So we got Florida.
Nico Imaliava.
Yep. You take Nico?
Right now? I'd probably got to go Diego Pavia, man.
Right now?
Diego
Pavia is the best quarterback in the state of Tennessee.
Right now? I mean, how can you even argue it? How can you argue it right now?
I'm announcing it to the world.
Right now? Until Nico, he needs some help too. He needs, but like
Chris, you got to get the best. I mean, Nico's not even the best quarterback in his own state.
Right now. So who? Quinn, you were next. It'll be Arch Manning.
I mean, Chris may even take Seth Hennigan at Memphis over Nico right now.
I would. So we've got Arch Manning at Texas. I would go Arch. I would go Arch.
All right, Marcel Reed.
Give me Diego Pavia.
All right, so you did Arch, DJ Lagway.
So I have him fifth. Yeah, I think Diego Pavia.
Right there, right? You did Arch.
Mm-hmm. Garrett Nussmeier,
DJ Lagway, Garrett Nussmeier, and who's the fourth one you said?
Lenore Sellers.
And
he said he's fifth. Yeah, I mean, and I think that's fair. I think Diego Pavia is going to be a top 5 quarterback going in a 2025. Top 5. I mean, I really do think he's that caliber of player. He's at minimum top half of the league. That's at minimum. So, but again, Dave.
I heard it though. Chris Phillips, Diego Pavia, and Nico Imaliava shouldn't even be in the same locker room.
Shouldn't be on the same field. But again, though, Dave, in closing here, I mean, like we said, I just feel like this game against Georgia Tech, it was more of the same of what we've seen from Vandy this season. It was who they were in 2024, gritty, tough. Obviously, Clark Lee taking over the play calling duties defensively was like probably the best thing they did. And then, you had a guy like Diego Pavia, a gamer, just a winner. He's a winner. He's just a winner. And it's why I picked Vandy in this football game to win. You and Cole obviously took those jackets. I had Vandy +3 in this game. When in doubt, man, it was always Diego Pavia. He always finds a way. And again, I really thought the big thing, the time off, helped him immensely. He looked
healthy.
He looked fresh. And I mean, Haynes King looked good too. Jamal Haynes runs for 136 in the ball game. But end of the day, man, the game, you could feel it, Dave. The game really shifted when it was like a few drives in a row, right? They had a couple turnovers. Haynes King threw, I think it was only his second pick of the entire season, is what they said, I believe.
Yeah.
So, yeah, heck of a game, though. Heck of a win for Vandy. Again, you got to be happy for the Commodores as they get the 35-27 dub over the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. So, guys, let us know your thoughts. How do you feel? Vanderbilt beats Georgia Tech 35-27. They are Birmingham Bowl champions. And once again, congratulations to all the great Commodores and the folks in Nashville. Guys, that's going to do all for us. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. Again, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Check us out via podcast, wherever you get your podcast. You can also find us across all social media platforms, as well as our website, secunfiltered.com. For Dave Shumate, I'm Chris Phillips. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in, and we will catch you on the other side.